welcome back to our Espace Tricot podcast. I'm Lisa.
I'm Melissa, and this is episode number
4.
Yay! So we're coming at you today, finally, from our store. We've actually already recorded a bit of a store tour for you, and we're in a panicked rush to try and get a little bit of an intro done because the cleaning lady is due to arrive in 10 minutes. So we've got 10 minutes to show you our work is in progress, to welcome you all to our podcast, to talk about our Q&A thread on Ravelry, and anyway, I'm in for the weekend because we had our staff Christmas party in January, which is our tradition. It's such a crazy rush during the season, our high season at Christmas time, so we always decide to wait until the end of January when everything's a bit calmer and people are a little bit more relaxed, although we've had a crazy January too, so we are exhausted, our staff is exhausted, and everybody was deep into the Prosecco on Saturday.
Yes, exactly. It was quite fun. We did it Saturday night at my place, and we had a great, Melissa and I, Saturday, we were at the store in the morning. We met with some reps, and then we hopped in and out of the car doing all of our pickups.
Preparations.
Gifts. We had gifts, and we wrote cards for our staff, and
we needed to show appreciation to our staff because they're incredible people. Yeah. We have an incredible staff, and it was really nice on Saturday night because everybody was there. We were missing a couple, and they were sadly missed. It was lovely because normally what we do is we go to restaurants and we have a beautiful night out in a beautiful restaurant with our staff, and what happens is it's often noisy and we don't get to have just a unified conversation.
Yeah, you sit you talk to the person who's next to you, and then you have to make a concerted effort to get up, walk to the other side, and talk to another person. So this
was nice because we all just sat around in a circle and we knit, we drank, we ate, and chatted, and it was just nice to hear everybody's. We talk to our staff all the time, of course, but it was nice to sit around and have everybody, because not everybody works together at the same time, and so some people know each other more than others. And one of the conversations I enjoyed the most, actually, was going around and asking everybody how they all came to knitting. How old they were, who taught them, how they started, was there a hiatus, how did they come back to it? And so then it got us thinking about maybe we should be having little interviews and features with our staff, including consultants, and including them more.
And on our side, what was nice is that Mona has been with us since the beginning, but other staff members have come on board after. I think the first 3 years it was just Mona, right? Yeah. With us, and then slowly other people started to come on board, and quite a few of them just recently, within the last year or two. So we were kind of giving them stories about how it was at the beginning.
I know.
When we started, when we opened up, and we were actually in the little space next door.
We were open a million hours a week. We were open late Tuesday nights, late Thursday nights, all day.
All the weekends.
We were like 6 days a week, and they were long days.
Yeah, and it was the two of us doing all the stamples, doing everything in the store. So they were a bit surprised, actually. They didn't realize how much blood and sweat we put in at those early years.
And no knitting. That was one of the questions we got on our Q&A thread on Ravelry when we the little giveaway.
So I was like, how much? Oh, you must do a lot of knitting in the store, and we're like, no, never, ever. I think maybe in 6 years. If we knit, I'm going to say a half an hour.
In the store.
It's like sometimes you're like, on a knit night, maybe I could sit and join you. And then 5 minutes later, you're up and doing stuff. So we really never knit in the store.
We were trying to think today whether or not we actually thought we were going to be able to knit in the store when we opened. Or if we always knew we wouldn't.
I think in our dream, in our imagination, we said, it'd be lovely to sit around and knit.
And they'll sit and knit, right?
Like on our store on the other side, we had a couch. It was like a living room. And I remember the night before, we were sitting on the couch and our husbands were there and we were chatting. I was like, it's just like our living room. It's so nice.
Our living room only better, right?
Yes, there's yarn in it. And really, no, you cannot knit. If you're knitting all day in your shop, then you're not really running your retail business as a business.
You can't make a living like that, or at least it's been our experience.
Yes,
that we can't make a living like that. So, so we don't. No, there's no knitting that happens by us in the store, and there's no way our staff can knit.
No,
so, at the beginning we thought, maybe if there's a little quiet time, they make them work on a store sample. Yeah. There's no way.
The only thing is sometimes we ask them to knit a swatch, and it might take 3 weeks to get a swatch knit, and we're talking like a swatch like that big.
Yeah.
So that is the only thing, and generally in the summer and generally over a few weeks period that can happen. So we're really here to serve our customers, to tidy up the store, to make sure everything's organized, to answer emails.
Yeah, there's so
much
to do in the course of a day. Exactly.
So we don't do that. But and then there was just another little question where someone said, well, when do you knit? You seem to knit a lot. And really, Melissa and I knit when we put our kids to bed.
Like you guys.
Yeah,
really
we stay
tired.
up very late. And every time we say we're going to go to bed early, and then I get a text from Melissa at 12:30, and I'm like, I thought you said you were going to go to bed early.
And
she's like, I thought you were going to go to bed early, So we stay up really late to get a lot of our knitting done.
I remember in the first year and a half we were open, I think we were sleeping 5 hours, 4.5 to 5 hours a night, right?
Yeah, we were.
And then we never really got back into getting a proper night's sleep.
No, it's
so
tough.
Anyway,
all that to say, we don't knit in the store. We knit late at night, and we knit we're both knitting in our respective beds and our respective couches, connecting, but always late at night. Yeah. So that just we wanted to say about our staff party. So our staff is so great. Everyone's so honest. We're just, Melissa and I are who we are. We're honest. There's nothing hidden.
What you see is what you get.
Exactly. So when we're talking to them, they don't have to worry about any secret agendas or someone's going to get upset. And even when we get upset or something doesn't go our way, because everyone knows our personalities, well, especially me, I'm a little bit more straightforward. And I'll be like, straightforward in that, direct,
I'm very Canadian.
Yeah. I'm from Quebec, so I think it's a little bit different, So, when I'm not happy that the box wasn't put in the bin or something, I'll say it, but then I'm like, okay, it's over, it's done, we move on to other stuff. So so we were just talking about the podcast, and they're like, actually,
we have a few things to say about that. It's really great, but we noticed a few things, right? It's a good thing we were a few bottles into Prosecco by then, because they were telling us all the things that
the little ticks we have.
The ticks we have. So what are yours?
So mine is I say exactly and fabulous all the time. So now, as we were filming the store tour, I'm like, oh darn, I said it again. I can't believe it.
And mine is that I say a lot, and I'm not conscious of it all. Nobody else
never noticed.
No.
I never noticed she said.
So one of our consultants said, and Melissa says a lot. I'm like, really, I do? And she said, you say a lot. I was like, okay, I'm mortified.
I never noticed, Melissa.
Nobody's ever noticed. Anyway, so now it's all you guys are going to notice. Right. But, so we were doing the tour, and I'm like, So I'm trying to swallow them all, and now I'm going to try editing them all out.
So we're going to try to be a little conscious of that. But, everyone's got their little tics, and that's how it goes. So, so that was really, really great. And questions. We got so many amazing questions on our thread when we asked people to post their questions to win a little tote bag from us. And when Melissa and I first decided to do the podcast, we said, well, what can we talk about? Who
how
are
much
we?
Is there to talk about?
Yeah, what do we know, And then we were going through the questions last night, and we got over 100 questions. Yeah. The questions are amazing. And then we said, oh my God, this is our content for the next year.
Yeah.
So
really thoughtful questions, not just sort of, I'm going to throw in a question here to get a chance at a tote, or, a chance at a prize, or thoughtful questions, things that people really are interested in, want to know. So there's some questions that are more sort of like us as knitters, and then what we like or what we do. Then there's technique questions, or us as store owners
about our business and all that. So they're great questions, and I think what we're going to do is sort of probably address them as we go along. Like even in our little video tour, we addressed a couple of questions as we went along. So, and we might do a Q&A session. So we don't want to be too planned. We just want to sort of go as we feel, and so we just want to thank everyone who took the time to post a question. We thought that was really kind of you. So.
And then we did random number generator this morning, and we picked 2 winners.
Yeah. So we had
Espace Tricot tote.
So we have one, and I'm assuming it's a her. Her name is Rhythm Sticks. And she is from Scotland, so she is going to be getting our "You Had Me at Tricot Tote."
Exactly.
And her question was, "Could you bring us on a shop tour?" And that's exactly what we had planned today. So we're going to be answering that question. And our second one was Paper Cracker 21, number 21, from our random number generator. And her question was, "What is your favorite shawl shape?" And she's from Canada, so we're not too sure where in Canada, but somewhere around where we are. And, favorite fall shawl shape is easy for me. I really like the offset triangle.
I like the offset triangle as well.
I find it's really easy to wear, and you can make it different lengths, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's easy to wear as a scarf
or a shawl.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So that's the answer. Just happens to be a quick one to answer. So we're going to be sending those out to the winners. So we'll have to contact you and get your address, your mail address, and send that out.
Yeah, so I'll contact you on Ravelry. Great message.
And the other little thing we want to talk about is just what's keeping us busy these days in the shop, our meetings with our reps. You want to talk a little bit about that? What we're doing?
You mean just this weekend?
Yeah. What's keeping us busy?
Well, this week, part of the reason that I came in this weekend, so that, when I come in, we try to pack the agenda so that we can get as many things.
So, hence, we're tired. Like, we're tired from Vogue Like Knitting, and we're tired again today. Never ends.
Losing my train of thought. Okay, so we had a couple of reps to meet with. So we were doing yarn ordering for spring, for summer, and even looking forward to the fall as well. Right. So we did quite a bit of ordering this weekend, and then we had the party, and then the plan was to do the podcast today. Unfortunately, the podcast has been very rushed and a little bit scattered, I think.
Yeah, kind of like my hair, kind of like all over the place. And it's funny, as we're doing the tour, it was really weird because, we were like, I don't know, it sounds kind of boring, it's kind of slow, and Melissa's like, I'm doing long lingering looks.
And then we were trying to figure out why, and it's because we realized we should have hired a camera person.
Yeah, great to think of it today.
Right, exactly, because I'm concentrating on doing my best camera work, which is not good, you guys. And Lisa is talking about the yarn. I'm trying to interject. I'm trying to participate, but then I lose the gist of what I'm doing.
And then I'm talking, and Melissa's still on one thing, and I'm talking on another, and then I'm like, okay, stop, let her talk, and I'm like, oh, is she gonna talk?
Yeah. So anyway,
it is what it is.
Hopefully, editing is going to be the answer to making that seem all very seamless and professional, but we'll see.
We'll get there. We'll grow up one day, Melissa. We'll grow up one day. I also want to talk about what's keeping us busy is also deciding on what spring and summer patterns to knit.
Samples to knit.
Yeah.
So we haven't really discussed that too much.
No, but it's kind of on our radar.
Yeah,
so that's
it's one of the things we'll have to talk about this weekend. I'm flying back to New York tomorrow, so
we have
tonight. And then we're just keeping busy working on our samples because now we have this podcast and we have to show you our progress every couple of weeks. Yes. Unfortunately, we don't have that much progress on the works in progress that we were talking about in the last episode, and no finished objects, I don't think.
Oh, we have this and this actually. Well, this was kind of already.
Oh, okay. We didn't talk about that in the last this one anyway. Yeah. Sorry, a hat Lisa just did.
So this is my Bowden sweater. So here we are. This is the neck that I'm going to pick up later and do the turtleneck. And I've just put the sleeves on hold with those fancy...
So you got past the sleeves.
I did. That was my objective.
Good progress, yeah.
So I put the sleeves on hold with those clover stitch holders we talked about. And so now I'm working on the body.
And how do you like knitting the pattern so far? It's got some short rows in
it was really funny because I just thought it was like a standard raglan top-down beginning. So before dinner, I'm like, okay, I'm going to hurry up and cast it on. And then I read the pattern, short row, 16-inch needle. I'm like totally not prepared. So then I go and I get my 16-inch circular. And then I'm like, okay, ready for a short row. And it's like knit one, wrap and turn. I'm like, I just knit one stitch. I have no momentum. I can't wrap and turn. I'm like, okay, I got to put this down till after dinner. So anyways, it was quite easy. It's, no big deal. But it was just that I wasn't psychologically prepared for that. So I did that. I'm still loving knitting with the Wolf Folk. And but of course, Lisa, the tight knitter that I am, so I do my swatch. Melissa and I do the whole analysis of my swatch.
Yeah.
And we take my gauge, and it's 17 stitches, and the pattern calls for 18. So I'm like, okay, in the round, I'll be a little bit tight. I'll be okay. So I cast on, I start my thing, I'm at the party, and I'm like, okay, guys, I think this is way tighter. So I asked a couple of people to measure my gauge. Sure enough, I'm 20 stitches. So swatch 17, and my gauge is 20.
But it's unblocked, so...
I know, but it's not going to grow that much.
The thing about the Wolf Folk Far is it is a chainette, so it's very stretchy, and because you're a tight knitter, you pull a little, so... I'm not sure
it's like I pull and then it... So Mona and Melissa did not think it was going to grow that much. Françoise wasn't sure because she had blocked something and it had stretched, but knowing me, it's not going to stretch. So then I said, oh, do I have the courage to take it out and start again? But I had just begun. And then Chloe says, oh, just do the medium size instead of the small size. I'm like, oh, you are so smart, young lady. So it was only...
So are you think that's going to be okay for up here? Because you had to...
Well, it was only 2 stitches more.
Okay.
So I just did make one in the front and I make one in the back, and I'm good to go now. Perfect. So thanks to Chloe, that was good. Okay. So that's what I'm at, where I'm at, and it will be what it will be. So there we go.
So I also made some progress on my sweater. I don't think I had even cast on at the beginning of or maybe I had cast on. This is
because you showed it on a hanger, remember?
Oh, yes, of course. Okay, so this is the light turtleneck sweater by Pickles. And I've passed the sleeves, and I also am using those great clover stitch holders. And I think I have about 5 more inches done to do on the body. I plan on making this a little bit more cropped than the pattern. The pattern is quite calls for it to be quite long, and I've decided to end at the length of one of my favorite sweaters.
Yeah, you like that crop shape.
Yeah, about 13 inches from the armhole. And people have asked actually what colors I'm using. And I'm using the Drops Alpaca. Here's a Drops Alpaca in color 7895. And I'm stranding it with the SHIBUI Silk Cloud in Field. Okay, so hopefully I will be finished by the next time we record.
Yeah, and actually Mona is doing the Mayu for herself, and she's using the Silk Cloud Field, but she's using with a loft, with a green loft, Brooklyn Tweed loft. So that'll be really lovely as well. Okay, and then I just made a hat. It's the cocoon hat, that's the one. It's so funny. Somebody wrote on the Instagram. Is that the one that was all pilly on the on
your black one
podcast that you gleaned? Yes. But as I said in the previous podcast, I have a blue coat now, so I need a blue hat. So I just knit this up in a flash. Took me like one and a half days or so. So I mean, nothing fancy, but it's a blue hat now to go with my Vertices Unite. So there we go. Very nice.
Okay, so I am working on the Find Your Fade shawl. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. It has taken the internet by storm. And I've just started my 4th color. So I started with the onyx. I moved into antique lace. I have my pop rocks. And I've just started the antler colorway, all in TOSH Merino Light. I'm loving how it's turning out, actually. And I'm enjoying the pattern very much. Now it's just automatic. There's nothing to think about, and I think it'll be finished too. She said very optimistically, it will be finished by the time we record
again. The podcast is keeping us honest, Melissa.
That's right.
That's the way it is. So this one, I mean, we've showed a few times already, and I've Instagrammed it, and I kind of feel badly because we keep talking about it, but we don't even have the kits in store.
Know.
But they're supposed to come this week. So I've done it. I can't tell you how much it's softened and how it loosened, because it was quite stiff when I knit it, but it really softened up and loosened. So it's really great, fun scarf. So we're going to be having those kits, and I actually put wires in it to stretch it a bit because
it rolled quite a bit.
Yeah, it rolled quite a bit, and it's actually nice. It's got a nice.
I mean, the roll is nice. It doesn't look bad, actually.
It's a scarf that was meant to roll.
Exactly.
You know, some people are like, "Oh, I don't like it rolling." Well, if you don't like it rolling, just do a little garter.
If you don't like it rolling, either do it a garter or don't knit this scarf,
or do it all in garter. Exactly. So that was fun. So that's done, and hopefully the kits will be in store before this podcast gets posted.
Okay, I was going to talk about these.
Yes, socks. She's embarrassed because she didn't block them, or you wore them?
No, it's actually something even more embarrassing.
Oh, okay, you share your embarrassment, Melissa.
I don't remember the name of the pattern.
It's Mona's chevron pattern.
I know, but okay, so it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and Mona sent me a picture of these beautiful socks that she knit me. They're a little stretched out right now on the sock blockers because I've been wearing them since she gave them to me in person at our party the other night. It's a beautiful pattern.
I think, because I don't know if you can see the pattern. Maybe if you do.
It's a chevron.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's a very basic vanilla sock pattern, and she's incorporated, she knows that chevron is my favorite stitch or my favorite motif, and so she incorporated chevron on the leg. And they're beautiful, and I've just forgotten what they're called, but I will put it underneath the...
Yeah, it's nice that she created a pattern.
Yeah. I said it should have been called the Melissa. I mean,
yeah, seriously.
Why would you call it something else? You know, it's my favorite color, green too. It's my green. It's my chevron. Why are they not called the Melissa sock? I don't know.
You know, it's here I go exactly. Twice, 2 times in a row.
I'm doing every 2 seconds.
You know, what's funny too is our staff. They're ridiculous. They're giving us all gifts. You know, for Christmas we have
our opportunity to give them gifts.
So you know, some of them gave us gifts, and then at the party they were bringing us wine, and actually we sent them back home with all their wine. So some gave us gifts at Christmas, and those who didn't brought wine, but we shipped them back home with their wine. We said this is for us to honor you and to thank you for everything you've done for us, because without them our store wouldn't be where it is.
No, it wouldn't.
So just
and
want to say that.
having more and more staff now has really freed Lisa and I up to take on more things, think about additional things that we might enjoy doing. Even just doing this podcast.
Yeah.
This podcast, it's more work than you think. It's surprising, isn't it?
It is surprising.
It's generated more work.
And we're not even that professional. Like if we were professional with everything, it'd take even more time. Yeah. So, anyways, so we have lots of ideas and lots of places we want to go. Because Melissa and I, one thing about us is we like challenge, we like change, we like to grow as people, as business women. So our store, we really brought it to a really nice level where it's running itself, and our staff is great, and we're still very close to everything everything that happens in the store, but we have a little bit more free time. Well, not free time to sit and knit, but free time
but freedom from the minutia of running the daily. Yeah.
Right. And then we're able to, do things like this to reach a broader audience, and we have a lot of products too, a lot of great ideas that we have, and
it takes time to source them
and to think and to be creative. That's one of the things we notice with people who are creative. They need time to reflect and to regenerate and to allow those ideas to come to them for them to then move forward. So that's one thing we were talking about, is getting together, maybe doing a retreat somewhere in the country, for a week long, because every time we see each other in New York and Montreal, it's busy, but just do a strategic planning week and just be somewhere by a lake and calm and do all that.
Figure out where the next steps are, where
we're going.
Yeah, develop the vision.
And I talked a little bit about this in the shop tour. Sorry, Melissa, the bobble. Yeah, I was going to ask you, and I'm like, what am I doing here?
Just watching.
So this is the bobble hat, and Françoise knit it for us, and she was really great. She came to my house last night. She texted me. She lives just a block away. She goes, "Oh, you want me to run it over? You might want to talk about it in your podcast." So this is the bobble hat, which is super popular. We're going to be giving a class on this one, and Françoise knit it with Quince Lark. She used Kittiwake, Crow, and Egret as the three contrasting colors, and the main gray she chose Cascade 220 in color 8509, which is a gray, and they really marry well together.
They're beautiful.
So they really look that, and it's a nice classic gray hat. So
this is on the C-Train cowl, of course. It just happens to be kind of living on here.
And of course, everyone knows we love grays, but as you can see, our shop is full of colors. So
obviously, we love being surrounded by color. I think people asked us, how do you go about picking colors for your store? I mean, basically one of everything, please.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
We do love color, but we just
we like to look at it. We don't necessarily like it on us.
We like to wear it on things like our face. We do wear some color. I really think that I will wear this.
Okay. We'll keep her honest about that one, Melissa.
I will wear this
next podcast, or two after that. And I'm wearing. I should talk about what I'm wearing, which is the simple luxury, which we've talked about in the past. This is again in the Tanis red label, and it's the olive colorway, and I mixed it with the Superior cashmere for this one in a green. So that's what I'm wearing. This is we don't joke when we say we have our standards that we wear all the time. And it is a little bit of color, but not too punchy. A little bit of muted color. So,
oh my God, I think we had so many more things we were going to try and incorporate into this podcast today. We were going to do a whole section on Koigu yarns and all the Koigu samples in the store. We were going to do a section on all the blankets that we've knit in the store, and I just don't think we have time for that.
No, I do not think so.
So our store tour wound up taking quite a bit of time.
I just want to talk about these knit blockers. I know it's a little bit ridiculous, Melissa, but let me just run over there.
Okay.
You want to?
Okay, we're back.
We're back, and I just want to talk about these Knitter's Pride sock blockers. So I had Instagrammed them yesterday. So these have been in my Notions box for a year because I had to have them when they came out of this when they came into the store. but I never used them. And yesterday I couldn't find my blocking pins.
Really?
It's ridiculous.
That's the only reason you ended up using them?
Yes, they were still in the plastic.
They're great.
They are amazing. I swear to God, I'm putting them down. I'm like, I can't believe this. So basically what I did was...
These are great if you use blocking wires especially, right?
Yeah. So if what I did was I just put blocking wires down my scarf, and then I just put these, and I was having like this perfect line, and I didn't have to worry about the pins and how to angle them, and like, why have I waited a year to use that? And then I told Melissa this morning, she's like, you got to be kidding, Lisa. I can't believe you haven't used them.
Because when I blog, I'm like, we love these things, because I use them.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Lisa's using them. We love them. I'm speaking the royal we. The we. And I said, Lisa, you said that they were the first time you used them in a year. That can't be true. She's like, it's really true.
She's like, you can't say that. I'm like, well, I already said it. Well, I gotta be honest with it. So I have to say, I really like this product. But you know what? You can also, the nice thing is you can use them without wires. And because there are so many pins, it's easier to get a straight line. But if you didn't have wires, you'd have to buy 2 or 3 boxes.
Yes,
because if you want to, exactly,
for sure.
So anyway, so I just wanted to say that we really like these Knitter's Pride. Oh my God, it's sort of I can't see. I know
it's because of the light, I guess.
Okay. So anyway, so that's my little product plug for today. So tried and tested and love them.
Okay, is that all that we wanted to try and incorporate as quickly as possible?
Yeah, I think so. So we're gonna go on our shop tour now.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is when I edit this video, we're going to have this part first, then we're going to send you on our shop tour, and then we'll wrap things up at the end.
Right. Hello, welcome to Espace Tricot. Come on in.
Welcome to Espace Tricot, everybody. Here we go. This is our store tour that we're treating you to today.
So we had a few people on comments on the blog and on Ravelry asking for a shop tour, so here we are. And we're lucky today because the shop is closed. It's a Monday. And so everything is nice and tidy and organized as best as it can be.
Yeah, we're just holding the camera. We have no fancy equipment, so sorry if things get shaky or...
let me lock the door, Melissa,
okay.
So people don't come on in. Because unfortunately, even though we're closed Monday, people still come by all the time. So.
And deliveries and...
Exactly.
People generally trying to get into our store. They can't stay away, Lisa.
So Melissa, you have to focus on this amazing wall of samples. And I don't think it's ever been this tidy. So we want to thank our staff on Sunday. It was Mona and Ali and Chloe working on Sunday.
Who knew that we were going to be filming today. So
exactly.
We asked them to tidy things up for us. So this is just the door into the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And here next to the door we have a collection of our totes and project bags. Here are our beautiful Buku box totes.
Exactly.
Okay, so here we have these sort of all vaguely arranged by different categories. We have cubbies that are dedicated to blankets and scarves, shawls, cowls, and wraps.
So when we first opened our shop, Melissa and I knit all the samples. I think for the first 3 years, it was only her and I who knit the samples.
Yeah.
I think we had over 200 samples.
Mm-hmm.
And then after 3 years of continuous knitting, we decided that we needed some help. So we got some of our staff to knit for us. Only a little bit because it was still hard for us to let go.
Delegate.
Exactly.
And trust.
And find people who could knit to our standards.
That sounds terrible.
Well, you know, we do have standards.
So over here we have next to the cache, so our cache area is back there. We won't show it to you because it's very messy. That stack of bins behind the cache is actually all the back storage we have for the store. That is everything that we have is in the store. It's not in a basement, it's not in a back room, it's not at anyone's home. It used to be in my home when I lived. I used to live around the corner and it was very handy.
Yes, I remember the days that I was working and Melissa was working from home. I'd call her, Melissa, I'm coming over to get this yarn in your basement.
And I'd have it ready for her at the door as a customer is waiting at the cache. Okay, so here we have a collection of buttons. People often come in asking if we have buttons. We have all kinds of different buttons. This is darning yarn for people to fix their socks and
Oh, and then we have a story where we actually had another expedite on top of here, and then the fire inspectors came and they weren't very impressed with us.
They're like, no.
I think we're gonna have to move that, ladies. So unfortunately, we have this panneau, which is not so pretty.
And here we have some overstock of all the books that are current. We have Cool Magazine, the capsule collection from Michelle Wong.
We have Within,
all the Kim Hargraves books.
Emirisu. This was actually really fun. Was it in the summer, Melissa, when you came down?
Yeah, it was in June, July, I guess.
We needed a new way to organize our needles because it was just a disaster. So we went to IKEA and we brought a bunch of needles with us so we could test them in the drawers. And so we
decided on this unit
solution. And the funny story is our neighbors over here
they have a beautiful store across the way.
101 Artisan. They went to IKEA to look at the same shelves, and when she opened the drawer, she saw knitting needles in the drawer
that we had forgotten the day before.
She's like, I'm sure those are Espace Tricot. I recognize those barcodes. So she took them and she brought them back to us. So we thought that was pretty funny. Let's show them how our needles are organized.
Okay.
So this was last year when we did inventory in the summer. Our staff,
as you see, all our drawers tell you exactly what's inside them. I'll come back up, Lise.
Okay. So our staff really worked hard to organize these and print labels and organize all the needles according to size. So it makes it much more accessible. Those are the Addie lace tips,
all by size. Very easy to find. And then above here we have. This was really nice when we added this, actually, because we didn't have a lot of surfaces in our store. We had a lot of shelves, but they had all been completely packed full of yarn. And that shelf over there now that houses all our samples, or some of our samples, I should say, used to be where we kept all of this stock of, soak and Eucalan or totes. Here's our Cocoa Knit wrist ruler and all our Cocoa Knit products here, which we love. We just got the wrist rulers back in stock, just to remind you. Those are they.
How convenient.
How convenient. I don't take mine off. Do you want to talk about these Hi-Hiya kits?
Yeah, the Hi-Hiya kits. There's so many kits. I feel like I'm an expert now on interchangeable kits because every time customers come in, we have to give them the whole spiel so that they can understand the differences, the pros, the cons.
Why this one, not that one for you, for your particular knitting style or for your particular knitting needs.
So for Hiya, we've got the 4-inch. We have basically all the kits Hiya sells, the 4-inch, the 5-inch, the steel sharp, the bamboo. We also have their sock kits, their accessory kits. We carry the full line of their needles. So
their cords, really, like all the add-ons. And they're all full of... All these drawers are full of all the add-ons for these.
Here.
What's the matter?
Our UPS driver is here.
Oh, we have a delivery.
Hey, Hossein, should we get him on camera?
Yeah, of course.
I know we're filming. We're filming for our podcast. Would you like to be on camera, Hossein?
Sure. You want to take my hat off? I'll go bring your stuff.
You'll go bring our stuff. Okay.
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, Lise, you want to talk about sort of the primary needle sets, needle lines that we carry?
The Addie. So, we carry all of them. We have the bamboo. We have the short lace tip. We have the basic. We have the new olive wood. We also have the long lace tip, but I think we're out at this time.
And we have, we keep one of every set out, but we also have overstock.
We also have the one that's the mixed kit also. So we're just out of that. We've placed a new order for that.
And of course, all their crochet kits.
Yeah, the Addie crochet, and then we have Knitter's Pride. We have all the Knitter's Pride, the chunkies, the smalls, the crochet, the double pointed needles, the carbons.
Okay. Here we have our gleaner products.
Exactly. This is the furniture brush, and actually it's meant to take dog hair or pet hair off your furniture. However, some people actually brush their animals with it. They're like, it's so great. It's like a little massage for the doggy. So that's that. And then the blades, the extra blades, and the travel gleaner.
These are the Zing interchangeable needle kits.
From Knitter's Pride. Okay, come on. Yeah, perfect. You can leave it right there. How many boxes today? 2?
just two. Hey, how you doing?
Welcome back. Last time I asked you about Henny, said she moved to New York.
I did move. I'm just here for the weekend. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
We started a podcast, so we're filming our episode number 4.
Wow.
You're going to be a star now, Hossein.
Here we go. Take care. Bye. Good seeing you, man.
Really nice seeing you, Hossein. Ciao.
Good seeing you, Hossein. Ciao.
Ciao.
So who is this from? Is this Hedgehog Fiber by any chance?
No, this is UPS. This is
okay.
from... Oh, this is Serdar, so it's the Rowan.
Oh, okay.
It's the Rowan order. Okay, so we'll put, this is our back store. So whenever orders come in, they come right in this little corner. And
they get transferred to plastic bins until our staff can come in and either Lisa and I go home and enter them into the system and get them all ready to be barcoded and put up on the shelves the next day. Okay, so just to come back here, what else do we have up here? We have box totes, we have
these great dryer balls by the Gleaner as well. Here, actually over here, Melissa, we have some out. So, and this is, they're basically wool felted dryer balls, 100% wool, and it helps to diminish the static and help your clothes to dry faster because they're bouncing around and then air circulates really well. Especially good if you're doing duvet covers, if you're doing pillows, if you're doing sleeping bags.
Oh, and North Face puffy
exactly, because it bangs it up, so you don't have to use tennis balls. You can use those, and they come 6 in a pack.
Exactly.
And these are great little kits. These are for kids, and they're only in French. This one is to make pom-poms. This one is for I-cords, and this one is knitting kit. So there's a little instruction book with the tools and a little bit of yarn. So we sell a lot of those for kids. Our needle nooks we talked about.
The knit blockers.
Oh yeah, the knit blockers. This is, if any of you saw our Instagram post, I actually used them for the first time on my Koigu shawl, and I was like, my God, why did I wait so long to use these?
They're fantastic. They're
amazing. It's just like a straight line. You don't have to put as many pins. So those are fabulous. This actually is one of my favorite products. I know it looks a little cheesy, but it's a magnetic board, and you put your pattern on it, and then you can put your magnets, and it helps you track your pattern.
And whatever line you're on.
There's also a separate stand if you wanted to get it to go with it. What I do is I put it in a sleeve. You know a sleeve that you put in a binder, that's plastic sleeve that you put your papers, like a protector? What I do is I put this inside the sleeve with my pattern inside, so it doesn't get all curled up.
And the magnet on the outside.
Magnet on the outside, so it protects it.
This is a magnetized ruler here.
So I really, really love this little tool. It's only $9.95. So
it's great for chart reading when you're working a chart.
Yeah, I really love it. And it's not too big. It's like 8.5 by 10 or something like that. So this is basically all of our notions and our rulers and our gauge rulers and stitch markers.
And all the straight needles.
And row counters and things like that. And then we have all of our crochet hooks out here. We have some darning eggs in this little basket over here. We have handles for bags for people who want to make bags. We have these great long flexible blocking wires. Oh, maybe I should move them to show over here. We have all these great handles.
Leather handles.
These are all leather handles from Italy. They're fantastic.
And those great buckle ones.
Oh yeah,
I made a beautiful felted bag, a huge felted tote bag.
Before we opened the store.
Yeah, before
right, one
we
of your
opened,
first projects. So
that's those handles
there, and then keep turning, and then we have more cable needles and stitch fixers.
Oh, your little cable
scissors. These great travel scissors that are TSA approved, and Cocoa Knits
stoppers.
And then we have all our felting supplies. We also have felting mats over on the other side, and these pom-pom makers are fabulous from Clover. They're great seller, especially around Christmas time for kids' gifts and things like that.
Okay, we have all our darning needles. We all covered all that. This is where we have a lot of our cotton. All weights, cotton and linen, and it's low in stock for now because this is sort of off season, although we do still have people coming in specifically for things like our chevron baby blanket. We sell a lot of this blue sky worsted cotton, and we have SHIBUI linen, the butterfly cotton, and Mandarin petite cotton, which is a fingering weight.
And then over here, Melissa, you talk about our pom-poms.
Oh yes.
So these pom-poms are ethically sourced. They're from the UK.
From a company called Toft UK.
And they're from alpacas who have met their natural end of life. So no alpacas were harmed, and they take the wool from the alpaca after it passed away. So it's kind of nice. A feel-good pom-pom.
Yeah. And here are our new woolens books, our new Michelle Long capsule collection. These are just sort of all the books that are current. The second issue of Cole magazine has just come in. That's been very popular. Do you want me to come over there, Elise, or?
Oh, it's okay. Wherever you feel, wherever the vibe is taking you.
Okay. This is some of our buku pouches. The oblong pouch. I think we talked about this on
our last
podcast. Here we have the Lazy Fingering Julie Esley kits. And the Sweet Georgia Party of 5 kits.
And then these are the 21 slouch hat from Blue Sky Alpaca. Blue Sky Fiber, sorry. They've been renamed.
So they're back in stock, folks. FYI.
Exactly.
These are hard
they
to
come in
hard to
and
keep
they
in
go
stock.
out, and they come in and they go out. So we just got an order, I think, Thursday or Friday.
Okay, and down here we have a lot of, we have roving, we have the cloud that Lisa just knit her giant blanket with.
And then over here we have these great pouches, these great project bags from Zigzag Stitches, and she's out of Sarnia. And we've been dealing with her for almost since we've opened, I think. So it's really great. She sends us a link to all our available fabrics, and she makes them to measure for us. And sometimes we actually ask her for certain fabrics, and then she buys them for us. So we're really lucky that way. And then towards the bottom, we have no knits pouches, which we really love, in 3 different sizes. So these are great when I have to go places and to the park, or it might be dirty, or I'm in the car on a road trip and it's winter. I like these because it'll protect my knitting. So,
and it's so funny because I resisted using these for a long time because they just, they were not me. However, I recently started using one of these in the giant size for my sweaters, and I love it. I just love the way it opens and closes, the way it holds everything.
Yeah, because they have, here you can even, I was at a hockey arena and I had this clipped on my belt.
Yeah, and you can just hook it onto yourself, hook it onto another bag that you're carrying.
And then inside over here you have, you can put your yarn through there, and
it guides it through.
So that's really great. And they're machine washable and dryable, so that really is great. And then here we love these Loki bags. They're fantastic. They're reusable shopping bags. They're quite big.
They hold up to 44 pounds, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot.
That's a lot of yarn, you guys.
Exactly. And I always put it in, I machine wash and dry them, and I always have 2 in my purse with me at all times. So those are really great. Oh, your glasses, Melissa.
Oh,
there they are.
I will need those. So here we have, we have these sort of spread out all over the store, but this is a area where we have some of our jewel designs closures. These are great for fastening your shawls. Do you want to demonstrate one of these, Lise?
Yeah, sure. So how this works is,
so you don't need to make buttonholes. They have backs that screw off.
So you screw off, and of course the screw, you don't want the screw to go right through the knit. So this one here. So what you do is you open this up, and then what you can do is you can put it through your knit this way. So if you needed to fasten 2 pieces together, like you have a shawl on, it goes right through.
And then you just screw on the back.
And then you put. So it's not something you want to take on and off all the time. Like you put it on in the morning and then you'd keep it on. But if it's something that you wanted to use, and then you just take this here, whoops, it's slipping out of my hand, and then you just screw it back in. So this is great when you're going out and you want a shawl or you want to close a sweater, and you're just gonna keep it there. So that's fantastic.
And you can move it from sweater to sweater, shawl to shawl.
And there's all different sizes here, and these are the little price tags. And then this one is a little bit different in that you can screw on these pieces and then just clip it in and out.
Yeah.
So this is something if you want to open and close more frequently, then this would be something to do. And then we have other ones under here as well that are different, and those snap. So again, the concept is you screw them
and then you leave them in, then you can just snap them on and off.
Exactly.
But they're also removable to other garments.
Yeah, you can bring them across.
So these are the Buku double zip pouches
that we profiled.
We talked about those on
And then these are just empty needle cases. So we have Addy cases, but they're empty. We have Haya, so we have double points, circulars, straights, and these are from Zigzag Stitches as well. So we have some from her. And so we have all different styles depending on what somebody likes. This is our mailing station for our web orders.
It's also a station that customers can come and use
for Ravelry. And sometimes if we're really busy, then we use it as a second cache where we can check people out, but then we have to go to the other side for payment.
And up here we have our Habu yarns. We have the Tsumugi silk, we have the silk stainless steel, we have the 100% merino. This is also where we have a lot of our mohair, our Rowan kid silk haze, our maiden hair.
Oh, and we have these great thrum mitten kits as well from Handmaiden. So, and what's great is that it comes with a pattern already. So everything you need except your needles is included in the thrum mitten kits, which are so divine to wear in the winter. Keep your hands nice and cozy.
Okay. And all over the store we have our
samples. This is our smooth move done in Loft.
And where is it, Lisa? It's right next to...
Look at that. The Loft in the Arbor. So this is our Brooklyn Tweed Arbor.
Now that we are carrying Brooklyn Tweed. So here we have Arbor. What is it? And then Loft down here. And it's already going fast. We need to place another order.
And these are little weaving kits. We have a local weaver. Her name is Natasha Castonguay, and she gives workshops at our shop. And when you take your workshop, you get this little kit, but you can also buy it yourself. So we have that. And these are amazing products. They don't look so nicely packaged, but I live in a small space, and this is great because it hangs from my shower curtain, and it has 2 levels. So it's great for drying sweaters. I even dried my Vertices Unite on it. I hung it on the first layer, and I brought the sides down and put it on the second layer.
Okay.
So it was really great. And then this one is just a pop-up one that lies flat. You put it on a surface, but it is a little bit undulated. So lots of airflows and things. I can't believe how much faster it dries when it's on these mesh surfaces.
When it's got the airflow underneath.
Exactly. And then these two I wanted to talk about. These are great for kids. It's a little knitting tower to make I-cords, and they're wood, and you do it with your fingers rather than a hook. So it's a lot easier for especially younger children to use. And there's 2 sides. So you can go for the 4 prongs or you can go for the 6 prongs. And it gives you the
different sizes of... almost like an I-cord.
Yeah, exactly. It makes an I-cord, but 2 different sizes. So those are really great to get kids started off.
Okay. So then what over here? So again, up here we have all our store samples knitting, hanging, sorry. That's a Stephen West pattern. Probably many of you recognize.
Color Craving, I think, Melissa.
Yeah.
And then this is our worsted section. Our store is sort of generally organized according to weight. So this is our worsted section. We have our Spud and Chloe sweater. We have Tanis Red Label. We have Cascade Eco Cloud. We have Ultra Alpaca. We have Joe Sharp ARAN. We have Simply Worsted by Haiku. So a little bit worsted ARAN.
And here we have one of Lisa's favorite yarns.
Yes,
the silk
by Jade Sapphire. That's the cashmere linen I spoke about in the last podcast. So we have yarn that's in our expedites, which are our cubbies from IKEA, and then we have these baskets for things that we have smaller quantities of, and
this
just would like to display them in a different way.
Yeah, this was a very popular pattern.
Oh my goodness, yes.
This was knit with the Blue Sky Alpaca Metallico, and we just used 1 skein of each color. I think there were 6 colors, Lisa, or 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6, 1, 2.
And we just knit a tube.
That's it, and people love it, and Melissa loved it, just knitting in the round.
It was
around.
I love that.
So these are beautiful roving braids over here from Sweet Georgia. So we have 2 kinds. We have the BFL Silk, and we have the Superwash BFL. So those are for people who want to. We don't have a huge spinning and weaving community, but there are some people who do it. So we
and we are happy to special order from Louette, for example, for people who
need supplies
supplies. Okay.
So we're continuing on to again our worsted section. So here, this is our Madelinetosh vintage. Then we have Rowan Pure Wool Worsted, and then we get into our Cascade 220. And then we have some lace.
And then, just randomly. This is Findlay from Juniper Farm. Yeah. And here we have Zauberball Crazy, Zauberball.
100, Milk Calorie Baby. This has been a super popular pattern also. Milk Calorie Baby, so that's the zigzag scarf. And it's just 2 colors that you alternate every 2 rows. So that's been super popular. And then we have Rowan Hem Tweed. We have our big merino from Drops that we did our mittens in.
Here we have Quince Owl, Quince Lark.
Maxima from Manos.
Okay. Sorry, you guys, we're just sort of zooming through here.
Okay, so here we have Freya. So these aren't the new shawl balls, are they? This is the refined.
Yeah.
The finger. We have some fingering and refined fingering, Freya, and some the lace Zauberball, and then Zauberball Crazy. There's a lot of different Zauberballs now. When we first started, it was just the sock yarn, but now they have the lace and they have the 100, which is the shawl ball.
Some more hats up there.
And then this is the Endless Wrap done in wool stock. So
that's Blue Sky Fibers wool stock.
Unicorn tail.
There's another unicorn tail scarf that we actually had one of our consultants knit for us. Here we have the gorgeous, beautiful Brooklyn tweed shelter. And as we go down,
this side is
the wool stock.
Oh, and then wraps around.
And wraps around. And up here we have the wool folk.
We have to get those 2 straight. Wool folk, wool stock.
I know.
So, and then we have these really nice wrist warmers.
This is called Coda by SHIBUI, and it's knit with a strand of Silk Cloud, SHIBUI Silk Cloud stranded with SHIBUI Sima. Just so nice to have. They don't have holes for your
it's more like a
thumbs.
Wrist warmer.
It's more of a wrist warmer, but you could actually. I think if I were to make them, I would leave a little hole here.
I think they're done in the round actually.
They are done in the round. But you could just go back and forth for a few rounds.
Really? You could make a hole in the round?
You can make a hole in the round, and just to have them further down on my hand.
And it's nice too, like if you're working on the computer, you know, and you get a little bit of a chill there.
They are luscious. They are lovely to wear.
So these are all of some, not all, but some hats.
A fraction.
Exactly. And here we go, nice colors. And this was wrist warmer we did from Church Mouse yarn pattern
in Barocco.
Yeah, and this is our.
That was in the Ultra Alpaca.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the one you did for Tristan, the bandana cowl.
Bandana cowl.
This is in the Cascade Eco Cloud. We did that one.
Here are a bunch of store samples.
Oh, this is beautiful. I love this. This is an Acadia by Fiber Company.
Yeah, so we brought that in this fall.
Yeah.
And we actually are teaching a class in that. A little sweater as well.
And here's in the Madelinetosh Vintage. It's Leaves or Not sweater, which is super cute. And I love this because it's unisex. I mean, if you just changed up the button and you could put a leaf or another motif or nothing at all. Yeah. So it's really a nice unisex pattern.
The grandpa sweater or something.
Yeah, that's it. And then here we have this this one, oh my God, Color Affection. How many Color Affections? This one is in Tanis Red Label. This is Pendulum that you did in Madelinetosh Light. And this is Loop by Casapinka.
See, you guys, we don't only knit with grays.
No, look at all these colors. And this is the Wrapped in Lino shawl. And then this is the Eze. And then this is a tubular scarf.
A tubular scarf that looks like
split
a
personality.
Sweater.
Exactly. It's on the side. This is our Groovy. This was a really nice one too. What was the name of this? Linear? Is that
Linear, yeah.
Linear with the linen?
Yeah, I stranded SHIBUI linen with SHIBUI Silk Cloud for that.
Silk Cloud and linen.
Again.
Surprise, surprise. So anyways, we keep going. We have lots of Exploration Station. Oh, this one was a very popular one as well. This one we did in SHIBUI Staccato, the Hita Food.
Yeah.
So that was Giovanna who knit that up and taught a class. So that was really a nice pattern. And here's our Love and Lemons in Euroflax. So it's totally different look than the Juniper Moons. And we did a larger version for this one.
I think we just decided to knit until the yarn was finished, right? And then cast off. So
and that's what's nice. We like to do that because sometimes customers look at a pattern and then they get stuck and say, oh, it has to be done in that yarn. But we can do it up in a bunch of yarns. This is actually, I knit this one. It's called Apis dorsata out of Pashmina, Madelinetosh. And I don't know.
Is that in Pashmina? I thought oh, yes, it is.
This one is Pashmina.
In Candlewick.
And I just love this pattern. I don't know. I've never worn it, but I have to say, yeah, exactly. It stuck to me. And then we have our double take tee that Mona designed for us, which is really great because it's 2 identical pieces sewn together.
And that's in the Habu Wrap Merino.
And then
that's in Sima, Shibui Sima.
the spring kerchief, right?
Yes.
Double-stranded. And then we have, oh, this one was popular too. That's, you knit this one up, the French can-can.
Yeah, the French can-can.
Oh, here's our groove. Did I bring the cotton groovy? No, I didn't bring it when I came to New York, Amos.
Oh, no, we just showed a picture. So we showed a
Oh my
picture
God, they're
of
all
this
on
one
backwards. But oh, well.
That's all right.
Oh, here's the other little
People will
groovy.
know that we didn't over-prepare, at least.
We are who we are. So this is another groovy in the handmaiden Swiss silk and cashmere. So it's a little bit of a more elegant yarn. Oh, and this was I was looking for this. Remember when we were talking about the Freya shawl balls?
Yes.
So this is actually in the Freya refined fingering.
In the cloud colorway?
Yeah. So what we did was we started with a dark and then went to the light, and then the second ball we started with the light and went to the dark to give that ombre
Which is a
effect.
beautiful ombre effect. Oops.
Oh my goodness. And this is our boneyard and taka. Oh, this was the brioche chevron. We did a class in this. Amelia knit this one for us. Brioche chevron.
It's a Stephen West pattern. And that's that one you can knit as a scarf or join to make a cowl.
So this one, Melissa, was super popular. Melissa knit this one. It's the, my goodness, what is it?
Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank.
It's color block cardigan. The original one was done in linen, I think.
Yes.
But guess what? Melissa did it in Madelinetosh light stranded with silk cloud.
Stranded with silk cloud. Okay, wait, let's see if we can get
This has been one of our most popular cardigans.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
come on.
If you want a nice picture of it, look at our Ravelry picture.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is another one. It's another one of our Espace Tricot patterns. What's it called? Melissa?
Yeah, so I designed that with the maidenhair, not even stranded with silk cloud, alternating. So maidenhair and garter alternating with silk cloud knit in stockinette in a chevron pattern.
But as you can see, not everything is stranded with silk cloud. We have this hitchhiker.
That's knit with a Party of 5 kit. It doesn't come off.
No, it's exactly stuff. Okay. And this one was nice too. This is Bees to Honey. This is in the Manos Fino 2 skeins, and I believe it's called Bees to Honey. So that was nice. So
I think you're right.
This is just a fraction of the samples.
You want to show the Mayu and since those are sort of current?
Yeah, well this one we talked about on our blog. On our podcast, and there's the Mayu. So we're kind of putting those up here to feature those. There. So we have lots and lots of samples, and we have 4 bins of samples that we decided to retire. Somebody actually asked that question: what do you do with samples that you don't you don't
keep in the store, or if the yarn has been discontinued?
So
we do sometimes sell them. We just started selling them, and we often have a Christmas party or a summer sale, and we'll feature them there. And so we bring them out once in a while. We'll sell some, and then...
But it was hard for us to part with them at first, Melissa, because every sample had a story because we knit all those first ones. So when it was time to sell them, we're like, oh, I don't know. And so what was really nice is when people were buying them at the Christmas party, I was telling them the story. Oh, Melissa knit this here, or I knit that there, or we decided to do this. So they're really special to us, but we just don't have the
we
space.
don't need them.
We don't need them anymore.
I watched this documentary about minimalism recently, and I'm telling you, I have a fresh attitude towards hanging on to stuff.
Actually, you know what? It's helped us a lot because we have cut it back in the store.
Yes, a lot.
So
where should we head now?
So
around the corner here?
Around the corner.
Okay.
So this is sort of our Madelinetosh wall with a little bit of exception. We have Tin by Woolfolk. And then we have Pashmina.
That's Madelinetosh Pashmina across the top, and then we have Madelinetosh Light all the way to the bottom, I think. No, the very last ones are
Drops Alpaca.
Okay. So I'm looking up. I can't tell. I'm looking at the screen. I have to look under my glasses, and I have to look over my glasses to see. So that's Drops Alpaca down there. And I'm using that one right now to knit a turtleneck sweater, the light turtleneck sweater by Pickles, stranded with silk cloud, of course.
So this is our ball binding station over here, and we have our super bulkies. We have Rasta by Malabrigo. We have Madelinetosh ASAP.
And the Freya super bulky down here. And here's our ball binder. Here we just got restocked with the Madelinetosh unicorn tails. So we have some of the colors hiding. We have a couple of different colors on each ring here. And lots in overstock, of course. This is just for, so we can get them all out. Samples. And we usually have a little stool here for people to wind their yarn.
More hats.
More hats up
There's
there.
our worm, a couple of worms we have, some virile hats as well, some socks over here.
That's the
Copenhagen
calling in the Woolfolk yarn.
And these are little Koigu mini skeins, and this is just a little cowl that we knit up to show what the skeins look like.
Mm-hmm.
And then over here our Koigu wall, which is hilarious because Koigu was the first yarn that we ordered for the store, and we ordered 16 colors. Now Koigu, I don't even know how many colors they have, but Melissa and I painstakingly
arranged all 16 colors the evening before
the
opening
night before
day.
we opened, and then now it was just, okay, put them up.
Well, now we have 112 colorways.
Yes.
We may be a little, maybe we only have 100 now. We love this yarn.
We love it. It is really our coup de cœur. It was the first yarn for sure we knew we wanted in our store, and and so it's very colorful. And I think Melissa and I are
This one down
neutrals.
here is actually Kobasi,
Yeah.
which is by Haiku, and that one is a cotton
Bamboo.
cotton and bamboo blend for people
With
who
a bit of elastic in it. So
want to knit
elastic.
socks without wool. Sorry, Lisa, you were saying
Oh
something
my God,
about
I can't
the
remember. What was I saying about
okay.
the Koigu? About
how we like
we're
our
very
neutrals, but
neutrals, but we love Koigu and we love the color, and it just makes us so happy. So this is like our happy wall. When we want to feel happy, we just come over here and look at Koigu. So
and over here we have. So our samples rotate all the time. Sometimes we just change them out. Some of these might wind up on the rack, and then we'll have different ones that we bring over here to feature. This is where we've got some of our sock blockers hanging. I think we're fully stocked in small, medium, and large now, Elise.
Yeah, I think so.
And back here at this
we used to
window-
have, just to show you our cubby, we used to have yarn bags stacked all the way up there.
That's true.
It was ridiculous.
Okay, I'm going to try and just go back a bit. This is the back window of the store,
The toys
or
is
side window, I guess I should say. There's the toy
our
box.
toy box. Very, very,
Important.
very important. And these are toys that Melissa and I brought from our kids.
As they grew out of them. This is the area where we just have the bins of yarns that we're no longer carrying, that we're liquidating, so people can come back here and browse. Usually these are anywhere between 20 and 30% off. And we make people walk all the way through the store, all the way to the back. So they have to have passed all the other beautiful yarns on the way to the sale bins. Okay, so here we have some lace weights.
Yep.
So we have Madelinetosh Prairie.
And then we have some drops lace.
And what's at the bottom? Okay, so that's just drops lace and Madelinetosh Prairie here. And I'll flip around to the other side.
The other side we have Anzula. Oh no, on
No,
top
this
is
is-
Merino.
Yeah, from
And
Manastil, Uruguay.
A really sad thing happened. We had this beautiful sample
Oh,
by
yes.
Falling.
Yes, the
by,
Falling by Joji Locatelli in this colorway.
It was beautiful, painstaking to knit, and
It was just
somebody stole our
stolen.
sample.
Yeah.
We actually wanted to talk about it on the on the podcast last time, and we were going crazy all over the shop, and we realized that we've had 3 or 4 samples stolen, and they've either been cashmere or a beautiful shawl. So it was really, it's not really the material value, but it's all the time and energy to knit the sample
And then just not to have the sample
Yeah.
anymore, and you want to show it, and you want to...
and to feel that somebody stole it. Everyone
Yeah.
thinks, it's a knit shop, one nice community, which it is. It's a beautiful community, but then every once in a while something like that happens. So
Okay, so I debated whether or not to show this rack, but I'm going to show it.
We think actually that the postman came by, saw that our sign said closed,
and didn't deliver today, but this
didn't
is
deliver.
usually chock-a-block with hedgehog fibers. So we have skinny singles, we have the sock yarn, and we have the mohair silk lace.
So that should be coming then tomorrow, I would imagine.
So we have a $10,000 order arriving this week. So look at this sock yarn is almost sold out. I mean, this was jam-packed with overstock. So you can tell it's a very popular yarn at the moment. This is our sock tower.
So this is our standard sock yarn. We have some from Drops, we have some from Regia, we have some from Shufflebow. So that's our standard sock yarn.
Is that Arnie and Carlos, that one?
Yeah, this one is Arnie and Carlos, which we're all sold out of and waiting for another order.
And as we walk over here, we're starting to get into the chunky yarn part of the store. We have more samples. These are not chunky yarn samples.
That would
just
be too
another, right? It's just another place to. Up there we have a pattern called the Happy Street, which we actually call the Gloomy Street or the Moody Street because Melissa picked the colors.
But look how beautiful they are. Look at all those shades.
They're right. Lisa knit the one on the left called the Alira shawl, and that was with what did you use? Artful Bell for the first part of it, and then
the Julie Asselin Les kits, the little nuance kits, the mini kits.
That's right.
And then we have the Pure Joy, which Catherine knit for the knit along.
This is Les DK, the campside shawl. And I love this colorway actually.
And this is the Julie Asselin Fino, the Sun Kiss, which Stephanie knit for us.
And then Lisa, you knit this striped study shawl.
Yeah, in Madelinetosh Light, plaid blanket, and glazed pecan. So that's one that people seem to really love, that color combination.
It's beautiful.
I don't like when there's too much of a contrast. So what I like about this is that
it just pulls out.
Yeah, the glazed pecan is here, but it still kind of references in the plaid blanket. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then here we have
some super bulkies. That's Cascade Lana Grande.
And Madelinetosh Chunky.
Sorry, I'm going too fast.
No.
Okay, so Lise, what do we have here?
So here we have, continuing in our bulkies, we have the Quince Osprey, we have Cascade 128 Superwash, which is really popular, especially if people want to knit things for kids or people who just want to throw things in the machine. We have some Misty Alpaca, which is a baby alpaca bulky up here.
Oops, sorry, let me go up
there.
And then we have some Rowan Cocoon.
Some Drops Big Delight. And then more variegated Superwash 128. And then this is our Cascade Eco Wool and Eco Wool Plus, which is super popular because of the yardage. And you can do a lot of great things. This was another one of our little hiding spots. And we only have one bag of yarn there. But again, this used to be piled up right to the top. So we're really doing much better in managing our inventory.
Okay. And our super bulky carries on across the top, the whole top of this Expedite here. That's the Magnum
from Cascade. So this wall over here now is sort of our
a little bit of fingering
moving into Sport DK. So our Lang 150 is our standard sort of baby wool when people come and ask for that. It's a Superwash fingering extra fine merino. And then we have the baby merino silk DK from Rowan, which is also a DK finger Superwash.
DK, yeah.
And then down here we have the some Quince Turn, so that's a fingering weight of wool silk down in here, and then felted tweed is a sport weight. You know, you could use it for DK, but we have the Rowan felted tweed, and then
the art-filled,
which is
Americana DK,
which is kind of new.
DK.
We just sort of started stocking that, which is great. Stan delivered that to us this week.
Beautiful colors.
And then Chickadee.
That's Quince Chickadee,
which is a sport. Then we have, sorry, Melissa.
Okay, I'm coming. I can only concentrate on the camera. Exactly. I'll just let you talk. This is Acadia, Fiber Company Acadia. Right?
Yep. And then we have the Lezu DK from Julie Asselin.
Okay, and then we move into the Merino
120 by
Lang.
So like the 150, but it's a DK weight, and it's 120 because they're 120 meters. In the ball, just like the 150 is 150 meters.
And then we have the Rowan Soft Yak
DK.
My battery light is flashing on me, so we may have to stop and
recharge
and reboot.
And then we have Madelinetosh DK. We have some Tanis Yellow Label, which is a DK as well. So this is sort of almost all superwash except for the Quince.
So you said Madelinetosh, right? We have the Madelinetosh.
Exactly. Madelinetosh.
DK here.
DK, and then some Tanis yellow label up on top.
Okay. And then we have books.
Nicely, freshly organized just for this podcast. So we try to organize them according to categories, but I have to say it doesn't last very long. Exactly.
Okay, so here we are back recording. We just finished recording our podcast introduction and a review of some of our works in progress and that kind of thing in the middle of the store. And now we're just finishing up the tour. And we will start here with these racks that we have. So Elise, you want to take people what's on here?
Shibui Pebble, and then we go into Melissa's favorite coveted Shibui Silk Cloud. So we have that on this rack. These racks we really have fingering and lace weight yarns, so a lot of shawl knitting is done with these yarns. Here we have Julia Asselin. This is her Fino yarn, which is a mixture of merino, silk, and cashmere. And then at the bottom we have some Sweet Georgia merino silk fine and some handmaiden Swiss silk as well. So the silk we really profile much more in the spring and the summer. This is just a little bit of what we've had left over. Now we come over here and we have Enzula Squishy, which is indeed super squishy.
It's beautiful.
We 2 years ago we were at TNA and Melissa and I, she has a great booth. Enzula has a great booth and you can cash and carry, you can buy stuff. And Melissa and I, we must have spent an hour and a half sitting on the floor with every color of squishy and just like, oh my God,
we'll take one of everything. Hundreds of dollars we spent just
for us.
I think we paid retail prices there.
I think we did. Yeah. So we're kind of crazy, but anyways. Yeah. We are knitters. Then we move into our beautiful Tanis red label that we just fully stocked. And we talked about that in our last podcast. So that's the simple luxury shawl that I'm wearing right now. So that's our Tanis.
So we use that stranded with a mohair silk blend.
And this one a cashmere. This one I did the superior.
Oh, you did the superior. Yeah. Okay.
So here again, some little kids samples. So this is a purpurium, and it's the newborn size with another little matching hat and booties that don't come with the cardigan, but they're separate patterns. They're on our Ravelry page.
Mm-hmm. And this is done with the Tanis.
Cutest little. Oh yeah, sorry. This Tanis.
Is it yellow label in iris?
Let's check our tag. Iris yellow label.
Okay.
And this is the cutest little romper. This is from Scrumptious Pearl. So Scrumptious Pearl is a sock yarn that Melissa talks about. And
is that the blue sky fiber pattern they used for it?
Yes, the roundabout romper, 4 to 8 months. So that's super cute. I mean, having a little romper.
Is it one skein that did that?
Is it one ball? Indeed, it's one ball. That's a great deal. So these are our Espace Tricot socks, our custom colorway.
In the Scrumptious Pearl yarn.
Mm-hmm. And so we have all colors. We're fully stocked. I think we're just
let me wrap around here.
We're just missing one color that we're going to be getting this week. Mm-hmm. Stephanie just came back from BC, so Stephanie and Samantha run Scrumptious Pearl, and Stephanie works for us helps us with our inventory. So she's going to dye up that last color. And these are the beautiful shawl balls.
The Freya fingering shawl balls that we talked about in our last podcast have landed in the store. And they're gorgeous. Okay, are we going to go down the other side?
Can you fit down here? Or do
I think so. Yeah, so here we have this is Shibui Staccato. All the way down here.
Do you want to do a little view, Melissa?
Okay, I'll just finish this. And then here we have the Shibui Sima. So we have all the possible colorways available.
Look at that.
Right?
Just a few grays in sight.
Okay, so you want to talk about what's on the next one, Lise?
So the next one we have Manos Fino, which is a fingering weight yarn. And if those of you who don't know the Manos del Uruguay, it's a fair trade company that works with cooperatives of women in Uruguay. So it's really a great company to support. So we have that yarn. We have some Swiss silk from Handmaiden, and then we have the lino, which is what we did our wrapped in lino shawl, which is sort of a version of the Kigali Nights, and that's really a great yarn to work with. Again, the linen, we love linen mixed blends, linen and silk, linen and cotton, and then we had the Fiber Company Meadow a little bit underneath.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'll come back.
There in the last
don't want to make everyone seasick. Here we go. Okay.
And then this fragment.
Okay, so this is the art fill, and This is Bell, right? Yeah, this is all art fill Bell.
With a little bit of Cashluck's Fine at the bottom from Sweet Georgia.
From Sweet Georgia.
And those bundles up there.
These are the mini skein sets.
So they're basically just mini skeins, but she found this very clever way to package them, so it just makes you kind of want them. What little candy bundles.
Yeah.
So fun.
Beautiful. So they're a lot like the Party of Five kits.
And Julie Asselin Lezu, but these ones are her bells, so they're merino with nylon.
Okay. And then we'll move over here. So I'm going to move back a little bit.
So on this last rack, we have Julie Asselin Merletto, and that's what we did the Kigali Nights in. Mm-hmm. And then we have some Sweet Georgia Cash Silk Lace, a little bit of Merino Silk Fine. That's a really beautiful yarn. I did Kozu. I did the Kozu, remember, Melissa? I did that in the Cashluck's Fine Sweet Georgia. That was really, really beautiful.
Do you mean the Cash Silk Lace?
Yes, thank you, Cash Silk Lace.
and then we have Malabrigo
lace
down here as well.
So we have different ways of organizing our yarn. We have some on racks, some in cubbies, some in baskets, and we're always reorganizing things, hey, Melissa?
Exactly.
Did you want to do just a little view of this, of our, you had talked about our entrepot?
Yes.
Our back store.
This is our back store. It's our cash.
We decided if we think it's pretty or not. We were going to put
It's not pretty, Lise.
But you know what? Customers get super excited. They're like, oh, what's that yarn? What's that yarn? What's that yarn? We say it's all on the shelf.
It's all out. And here we just have a rotating collection of things that are new in the store, things that are popular. These are the digital row counters that fly out of here. Our new Saju scissors. New magazines come in and land here. We have our jewel silver, jewel designs, I should say. Scissors. The loom pom-pom maker. And then here, what do we have, Lise?
We have some jewel designs, shawl sticks. We have some labels, some Espace Tricot labels in English and French. This one says laine lavable à la main, séché à plat. And then we also have English ones, for example, wool, hand wash, air dry. So they're up on our website, and you just sew those onto your knitted garments. We have some little magnets and keychains and some elastic thread and single-use soak and eucalyptus. And these are little notions cases that we talked about from Zigzag Stitches. And some weaving supplies to go with some school looms that we have. So it's basically
more store samples.
Store samples. This one was just Norwegian fur.
Yeah,
that was just knit up
in the Art Fill Americana.
Yeah, it's really cute. And now we're designing a blanket in for the Art Fill ARAN to match that.
We'll be bringing in a few weeks, I think.
So that's really our
that's
shop. So can you do it? Hi there. So we're back. We just finished filming our shop tour, and we were trying to say a little goodbye, but we realized that when Melissa turned the camera around, we couldn't because it's not an iPhone, it's a camera. So we couldn't do it. So we decided to come back to our initial spot
and do a little sign off.
And thank you.
So to thank you for tuning in. And one of the things we always forget to do at the beginning is just to thank all viewers who've come to see us either for the first time or returning.